Hello, my friends. This is Sean Sony here, and in this video, I just want to share with you an insight that was given to me by a mentor. And this concept that he shared with me is basically attracting your biggest check. See, this is your mind, and that's a face. uh, let's just say that okay, this is you, this is your mind, right? Your mind has limitations on what it can do. Everything that you see around you, right? A lot of people say like anything is possible, right? So your mind literally has limitations on what's possible, what's reality, right? And the only way you can change that is to change the thought patterns, change the weird little thought patterns and all this stuff inside your brain to now where it can see something a lot bigger. So now it can actually like go after something bigger. All right, where you gain that big vision. And that's what breakthroughs really are. What a breakthrough really does, if you think about it, is it takes you from where you are and it literally opens up your mind onto something bigger that you did not see before. Something that for you did not exist before. All right, just to give you an example, if you hear lots about Tony Robbins and stuff like that, you hear the story a lot, right, about the 4 minute mile, where it was impossible. It was totally impossible. People thought it could never be done, never be done, never be done, and this guy did it. And guess what? Now, like, kids do it. All right, kids do it. Why? Because this concept became possible. Normal kids now do it like regularly, right? How? Right? You will see in your life, if you kind of open up yourself to this thought. I want you to kind of open up yourself to this thought that what may have seemed impossible years ago is now a joke. Okay, if somebody told you, if like a long time back, years and years and years and hundreds of years ago, if somebody told you that you could literally like sit on this vehicle and fly from one place to the other, people would have laughed at you. But now we have planes. All right, now you have planes, and here's how this relates to what I'm talking about. All right, this is just very critical for you to get. All right, that everything is a limit. As soon as you break a limit, that's when you have a breakthrough. All right, as soon as you break a limit on what your mind perceives, what your mind has a perception of, that's when you have a massive breakthrough. And that's when your vision opens up, that's when your life opens up, that's when possibilities open up, that's when you start having different dreams, that's when you start looking at things a lot differently, right? So here's the concept that my mentor told me. It's attracting your biggest check. What he said is, right now, here's the $1,000,000 question that he asked me. Right now, if I'm your client, I love your leadership, okay? I believe and trust you, and I know you can take me from point A to point B. If I love your brand, if I love your leadership, and if I decide to go all in with you, with your brand, with your leadership, right now, okay, right now, how much money can you make from that, from me as a client? If I decide to go all in with your brand, with your leadership, how much money can you make? And at this time, when I was having this conversation, I told him the maximum amount of money that I can make right now, if you decide to go all in and buy everything that I have got to sell, right? The highest purchase would be $500. All right, the highest, from one purchase, from one like transaction, it's $500. All right, and here's what he told me. This is huge. All right, he told me that while you can make only $500 if somebody loves your leadership, loves your brand, and all that good stuff, right? I can literally make $15,000, $20,000 from one single client if they decide to go all in with me, right? And then he asked me this: are you willing to go all out in this industry, or are you just in this thing for the short term? And I told him, of course, I'm in this thing for the long haul. I'm only, 18, 19 years old or whatever it was, right? And I'm going all out. So he said, you have to position yourself in a way where you can earn something like this from a single client. Because until you position yourself in that way, you're not going to look at yourself as somebody worthy of being led. But you're not going to look at yourself as a leader who can lead people. somebody who is this big person who's charging $15,000 or $20,000 or whatever. That stuff is going to be out of your realm, right? Your maximum amount of money that you can make is only $500. That's the limitation that you're going to have. That's your that's your breakaway point. You cannot make more than $500 from a single purchase, right? So start treating yourself with a lot more respect. Okay? Start treating your services and your value that you bring to the marketplace with a lot more respect. Start charging more money for what you have to sell. Start selling really expensive stuff, and people are going to look at you like somebody who's actually worthy of doing things, right? This was a massive breakthrough for me, and here's what he told me. He told me that you can position yourself in a way where you can make $5,000, $3,000, and all these different commissions, and that's when you start attracting those big checks. When you see, when you know you can make $3,000 or $5,000 from one client, that's when you start attracting that stuff to you. That's when you start attracting that sort of income to you, right? You can't really do that. Your mindset is not there yet, right? And $20,000 and $50,000, excuse me, is so out of your realm. It's so much out of your reality that it's probably never gonna happen. It's never gonna happen because you don't believe that it's even remotely possible, because you're selling like $10 products or $50 products or $100 products or $500 products or whatever it might be, right? So start thinking a little bit bigger. Change your thinking, change your like income vehicle, and that's when you're going to start attracting these big checks. Okay? That's when you're going to automatically start attracting this stuff into your life. It's crazy. And you know what? I actually aligned myself with this, and it's true. Like, that's when things started happening for me, because that's when I saw the possibility. That's when everything became real for me, right? All of a sudden, $50,000 a month was not totally out of my reality. Okay, so the video just randomly cut out there, but anyways, all of a sudden $100,000 is not some impossible feat or something like that. It's not something that's completely out of your realm. Okay, people that you may have around you and stuff like that, they may think that's impossible. But if you align yourself with the right wealth vehicle, you will attract your biggest check. So let me ask you this. How much money can you make? If me, as a client, I'm going to ask you the same question my mentor asked me. What's the biggest check that you can get from a single purchase from one single client if somebody decides to go all in with you, your leadership, your brand, and what you have to offer, the value that you have to offer to the marketplace? Right? If you want to change your income, you have to increase that. Okay, you have to increase that. And right now, if you're charging, this may sound crazy, but if you're charging $5,000 or if you have stuff that positions you, and you can earn $5,000 or $10,000 in checks and stuff like that, and let's say you're making $50,000 a month or $100,000 a month, the only thing that's stopping you is you from charging a lot more money. You know, there's a marketer, a very well-known marketer. You may even know of him. He literally charges his top thing. He charges $100,000 for this deal a year. He has a mastermind coaching program and stuff like that. Costs $100,000. One single purchase. Now that may sound crazy, but that's called attracting the biggest check. You see what I'm saying? The only thing that's stopping you from becoming that person is you. Okay, the only person who can put a value on what you have to offer to the marketplace is you. All right, so take control of the situation. What's your biggest check? All right, determine that number. Determine how much you can make from one single transaction. All right, and it's funny because you're going to actually attract it sooner rather than later, right? So this was some powerful stuff that my mentor shared with me. Just wanted to pass this along to you. Be sure to leave a comment below this video. Let me know what you think. Let me know if you had a big breakthrough. Let me know if you had a bigger vision. Let me know if this kind of expanded you into a bigger, better person. And that's it for this video. Leave a comment. Let me know what you think. And I look forward to hearing from you in the next video. Talk soon.